All right, well, let's see how this goes. Let me open up my YouTube just so I can see what it looks like. I don't know why I have headphones on, so I'm gonna mute that. I wish I could listen to my own music, but let's see. I'm live right now. I don't even have a thumbnail. Can I change it here though? So there's two live streams. So there's a portrait live stream, and then there's the vertical live stream. So let me see what the vertical live stream looks like on the. Nah, this is just regular. Quality kind of sucks. Let's see, it's 720. No 1080. Portrait. Uh. Hmm. Oh, so portrait is 1080. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see how I sound though. Let me see. Okay, I can hear myself pretty well. All right. Well, we have 0 viewers. We have no viewers. So someone said that if I did vertical, somebody would be. The algorithm will help me. Will push it out. So let's see how that goes. I am thirsty. Hmm. Oh, Cartoon Gaming is in the building. Or am I tripping? Well, we got someone in the live stream, so shout out to Cartoon Gaming is in the chat. Okay, so then I don't know. I wonder if it'll say both of these. Wait, there's 14 people watching in my other chat? Hold on. I'm so confused. Let's see. I guess I'll just do live chat. That's weird. It says there's 14 watching now, but I don't see it on. I don't see it on my Streamlabs. Well, somebody say something. Reveal yourselves. So that's interesting. That is interesting. But if there's two streams going on, I don't want to view it in web browser. All right, so I mean, there's total watching. So we're pretty much. I mean, I'm showing this off, but oh, why is it invalid broadcast? What? I'm trying to start. It's showing right here though. That doesn't make any sense. That's weird. Keep going. You'll be the beast comic book out there. Thank you. I'm trying to. I'm trying. But I don't know why like my screen capture is like frozen almost. That was weird. Thank you for the comment though. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so we got You're Dumb Blondie said hi. So I guess there are multiple chats. I can't see all of them. So I mean that's kind of strange. But let me go to my channel and just double check. Three and well, I guess I'll just stay in here. But shout out to Cartoon Gaming. Let's figure it out. Let's get to drawing. What are we drawing? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm drawing, but I want to draw something epic though. Do I pull references from somewhere? What do we do? That is the question. I got my mini library right next to me. But yep, I plan on keeping at it, so might as well get started, figure something out, get to drawing. Let's see, this is, so I kind of want to do the portrait. All right, we'll just leave it up like this. Let's see, so there's no one, there's 9 people watching here. But I don't know why I don't have comments in all of them. So let's go through. Let's see, what are we gonna draw? First I gotta find my brushes. Comic brushes. And then technical pencil. All right, cool. Let's go from there. We got 16 people watching though. Shout out to the 16 people watching. Let's see. Who is your favorite comic book artist? Great question. Great question. If we're gonna talk about American comics, let's see. Why do I have high CPU usage? All right. Who is my favorite comic book artist? You know what? I'm gonna say Todd McFarlane. Hello, Sassy Sunshine. I'm gonna say the Todd Father is my favorite comic book artist. I'm gonna have to say it. Comic book artist, business person, you name it. That's probably the most inspiring person ever. So, I mean, I guess we should do some character design for Blood Shadow. I kind of wanted to do like a piece, but I think it'd be better. Cool Noob, what is going on? What is going on, Cool Noob? Jim Lee is my guy. We got D the Degenerate back in action. You can see that we are doing things on both portrait and landscape. So I'm listening. I'm listening. But yeah, Jim Lee is the best too, man. Jim Lee is yeah. So I guess we'll do some character design and then kind of just go from there. I guess kind of like work on a roadmap for my character almost. What you guys think? You know, where would I even start off with? Because I mean, make that a little bigger. Let's see. We could have an area here, 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 and here. Never really done character design before, but let's work on it. So, let me see. So, you guys can't see it on the other screen, so I'll start off right here. So, dun, 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 dun. It's always crazy, like, we can draw without people looking, but now that, there's an audience, you kind of have no choice but to, you know, draw in front of everyone. That's always like the tough part. So, shout out to Search Lines. Let's see, where do I want to go from here? So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Let me see. Dun 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 dun. So I gotta have two chats open. So I got one chat on the left and then one chat on the right. Who inspired you to make your own comic book? I mean, hmm. I don't want to keep saying, I don't want to keep saying Todd McFarlane, but who inspired me to make my own comic book? I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do. It wasn't Todd McFarlane, though. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't Todd McFarlane. That's not who. I think I would definitely say either the hype from Invincible or I really just wanted to make, a comic book. But as the more I kind of like did my research on everything, uh, I started, studying, the Todd father more. So I like Jim Lee, but it's Todd Gang over here. So, but yeah, right now we're on the iPad, kind of just messing around. Trying to figure out, mostly trying to work on anatomy, but don't want to go too dark on the pencils. All right, yeah, looks like it's going pretty well, and kind of got everything else. I think I'll probably have his head here, and then neck right here, and then kind of just go from there. Or do I want to have his arms kind of more out? Everything seems to be like kind of tight. So let's see how many times we can kind of go through everything. Let's see. But shout out to Cartoon Gaming. Let's see. We only have one watcher, which is cool. But let's see. Let me see. Let me see how it looks on the screen. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. There. Go there. And then I think I want the arms to be more out here. And then let's kind of shrink it just a little bit and then have the head here. I think that makes sense to me. So then we'll have the shoulders out here. And then biceps. let's see. All right, no comments right now. All right. So seems like we have what we need body wise. I don't know if I want to make my character like more buff, but it fits. It fits. Let's see. All right. Dun, 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 dun. I hope that you can keep going and you don't give up on your dream. Well, I don't really have a choice. I kind of have to. I kind of have to continue. To be honest, I have to continue. I don't remotely have a choice. I can't quit. I can't. Wouldn't even make sense to, you know. Wouldn't even make sense to quit. You know, like what on God earth would even be like my reason to quit? You know, so it's like I can't quit. You know, I have to keep going. All right, so kind of have everything established. Most of the times, people will probably just draw one side and then it'll be like, you know, symmetrical or something, you know, and then kind of have everything. So then I'll kind of like shrink this, probably put it over here, and then I'll try to figure out, let's see, two watching over here, and then I guess one watching on the other side. So then I'll probably just try to figure out, I mean, do I want to do the back? I mean, I might as well do the back. Might as well. Should I? Let's see. So we'll probably go here. And then, I mean, I would have to pull out the reference. Pull out the reference book. Let's see, which, I got one of these anatomy books. I mean, drawing the back is probably one of my favorite poses to draw. Let's see. So, I mean, the main thing is just probably working on anatomy right now and then adding all of the bells and whistles later on. I mean, let's see if we can fully, you know, pencil, ink, and then color everything. So, let's see. Are you open to critique? Well, it really depends, to be honest with you. A lot of times I never really accept critique from people that, especially like for my books, never either bought my book or sometimes I question people's like credibility. You know, for example, most of the things that I was criticized, most people that I allow to criticize either my book or my art are professional artists. So like I would go to Comic Cons and I would give my books or show my artwork to professional artists, and I would mostly, listen to them, you know. But for short, yeah, I would say that I'm pretty open to critique still. So let's see. But yeah, lay it on me, big dog. What you got to say? Uh, what is your goal this year? What is my goal? What is my goal? My goal is to, before the year ends, to put out, my first trade paperback. That's the goal for the year. Honestly, the goal is to put out a trade. That's the goal. So we already have issue 4, and I feel like I had a better saved art for a tricep or for like a back. But my goal is to put out a trade paperback. That's the goal for the year. So, how many issues you plan on putting in the trade? 5. So, we have issue 4 right now, and then issue 5 will be the trade. And then issue 5 will probably have more pages than, you know, what I usually do. So I want to do around 35 to 40 pages for issue number 5, and, put out a really big book. Good luck on your comic book career. Man, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, we're pretty live and direct right now, so everything will be here for the most part. The plan is to, document everything. So, if you guys are new here, please, subscribe to my channel, look at my shorts, look at all of my videos, and, hopefully, you guys can be like, wow, we watched him on his stream go from this to that. So, all right, let's see. Okay, I'm no professional. I've just noticed tiny flaws in your anatomy, and I think it would help if you use basic shapes for the whole figure before going into the scribble technique for the detail. So, it's always funny. Like, the main thing people always talk about is like anatomy, as far as like what to work on. And I want to be like a literal god when it comes to anatomy. But I actually have something saved. Todd McFarlane actually said something about this in Wizard Magazine, that people focus so much on getting anatomy correct that it almost becomes stale. And whenever someone says that, either on TikTok or anything, as far as like, not even just me, it's like across the board. People always say, "Oh, work on anatomy, work on anatomy, work on anatomy," which I agree, 1,000%, you know, but it's always just funny. Like, that's like the number one thing, people kind of like talk about. But, you know, I think one thing about anatomy, like, yeah, I can use shapes, work on shapes. That's why I try to use like the Ryan Benjamin method, and I know I need to watch more of his videos, but he always says to start off like with a circle, right? So we start off with a circle at the top and then another one at the bottom. And then, that's where you'll figure out, your center lines and the center mass. Figure out where the shoulders are, and then this is where, like, the legs will be, and then that's how you kind of figure out the body and stuff like that, because he draws like extremely fast. And then once you can kind of like plug everything together, and that's how he talks about, being more loose, but everything also is, so, if the legs will be right here, then, this is kind of where like the crotch area will be, you know, but to work on anatomy is also to draw every single day. I know it's like extremely toxic for people to say to like draw every day, but you won't get better unless you draw every single day. And I know for a fact I don't draw every day, so that's why I'm kind of like live streaming right now to kind of start drawing every day. So my guy Pentagrams Gaming says obscure anatomy sometimes just hits way better than accurate. I do agree, but to get those obscure anatomy, sometimes you have to have a really good understanding of anatomy, like overall. So I feel like once you kind of like master anatomy, that's when you kind of like can play around with a lot of things. So I agree with Todd. Focusing too much on it gets in the way of creativity. It's meant to be more of a guide, really. And I think that's what I'm trying to like, you know, say for this comment right here with obscure anatomy. Like, yes, you can make obscure anatomy, but at the end of the day, you still have to have like some type of understanding, for anatomy, So, I have countless books. Like I have this one right here that I'm trying to, you know, people say that I need to work on anatomy, but it's just like I have like the books for reference. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. So I have this Morpho book that I think is really good that I look at. So that's for muscle bodies. I have hands and feet, and then I also have clothing and creases. And then so most people, are probably new. Give me a second. Let's see. Which book do I have? Dun 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 dun. All right, so this is like my warm-up journal, right? And I want to get better at just like focusing on, one thing at a time. So it's like one thing I know I suck at the most is like hands, right? So I will just do something like this to work on hands to get better at hands, like drawing fist or, whatever. And then eventually I'll work on, making sure the torso or just the body is like aligned perfectly. So yeah, one tiny detail. Yes, I do need to work on anatomy because I actually do love anatomy. I think it's like the coolest thing ever. But I have the books. I want to get more books. There are definitely better books out there. But the only way I'll truly get better is not by buying a bunch of books, but it's just applying things and getting better, doing things every single day, right? That's the only way you'll truly get better. Those books are, let me see, hold on, wait. Let me go back. Shout out to Jonathan Hudgens, though. Shout out to my boy who's keeping the chat alive. The only way lives work is if people comment. So I appreciate you for engaging. I really do. So let's see. Jonathan Hudgens says, I have these small statues that have half the muscle structure, half skin. They're great for reference. That almost sounds like a bust. And then those books are really good. I have the clothing one and I have an anatomy for artists book that I use. I will say this, you're 4 issues in and your art is getting better. That's more than most people do. And that's what I want people to like recognize the most is that each book I'm only getting better and better and better. So it's like also like what does suck too is like, man, you're not gonna, so like for example, like whenever my trade comes out, you're not gonna get the same art for each book. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different for sure. But I think that's the beauty in it. And as far as like new fans of my work, you guys can really say you guys have been there from the beginning. You guys were the ones that could like, honestly critique my work, give me positive, feedback. You know, I can't be mad at it, and that's what I kind of want people to really see about my work. I am dedicated to my craft, and I do want to be better and in the industry great. you know, and I think being the next superstar is, you gotta do the basics, man. The basics are important. All right, so I gotta figure out a way to work on these triceps. But I mean, if I'm gonna, you know, put objects on here, I don't think it really matters. But do I want to put a vest? Do I want to just keep it, full of muscle? Let's see if this book have any triceps. Like we have to get the back of the arm. So it's like, it's not enough to just know how to do biceps and forearms. You got to be able to do the back. Can you draw triceps? What's your triceps looking like? So let's see. I mean, these are triceps, but it's not a great example of triceps. So that's why you have to have multiple books. And I want to get more books too. It's supposed to be different. It will level out eventually, but you got to take the hits until it does. That's just the process. That's just the process, and that's what I want to, explain to people. You know, I'm not one of those people that will fall for trying to be a perfectionist, right? You know, you're not going to be perfect. You're not. And people won't finish something because they want something to be perfect so bad, you know? And that's just it's not going to unfortunately it's not going to work. I mean, the only way to truly like master something, you have to just stay at it, you know. So so let's see. So what I'll pretty much do with these, I will kind of just turn the opacity down, and then we'll kind of just go over it again, but with a not with a heavier brush. So let's see. But shout out to my two chats. I got two chats right now. I'm not doing that movement again. So do I want to give him a vest? What do we want to do? You know, as far as I mean, we're doing character design. You know, if anything, I could hide the body. You know, and put like a crazy cape or something. You know, but that's pretty much Stroganoff in a nutshell. Yeah, let us know what your web comic is. We can we can definitely check it out. All right, so let's see. What do we want to do with this? So I mean, we have our biceps and everything. So biceps is here. I mean, not bicep, but that's the chest. Excuse me. See, this is those moments where you kind of gotta use use the symmetry tool. The symmetry tool. So I mean, we kind of have our main body, but what are we going to do with it? You know, it's like, do we want to give him a belt? You know, do we want to give him, you know, what are we doing? It's kind of like the same thing over and over again. Do we want to give him a vest? Can we think outside the box? What are we doing this time? Is he holding a gun? What is he doing this time? Hmm. Okay, let's see. What is your favorite character in a different comic book? Hmm. I would probably have to say the Punisher. The Punisher is definitely my favorite. The Punisher is my favorite by far. Uh, do I want to do something like that? Not really. So kind of figure out what do I want to put on his body as far as character design goes. Oh, we got two people watching on the vertical stream. That's pretty cool. So I guess we're figuring out what do I want him to wear almost. Wow, I'm gonna have to start going live more often. You guys are pretty much you guys are pretty much getting to it. All right, so let's see. We can do. Hmm. What do I feel like? I feel like I've done so much. I mean, I guess we'll put a t-shirt on him again. But then what? You want to put something around his chest. Put something around his arms. You know, what do we want to do? This is like a build a character day. What are we building my character to wear? What do we want to put on? I feel like I've done a vest so much. I want to do something like new and different. Or we could do the same thing. But I think we should just keep it simple. We should keep everything simple for the most part. What are we thinking? And then the part that I hate drawing the most, hands. Some days you have it, some days you don't. So that's why I kind of just draw them like this. And just call it a day. Oh, man. All right. What is his body gonna have? That is the question. That is the question. Do we want to make this tactical? What are we doing? 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 See, that's why you got to come to these lives prepared almost. I mean, we got people watching though, but how long have we been streaming for? 38 minutes? I'm trying to build my watch hours up. So let's see. It's got to be something where it's just like, yo, that is a sick character. That's why you have to consume a lot more too, because the more you consume, that's how you'll get better at, character design. Possibilities are endless. What is your favorite fight scene in a comic book? I don't know if I have a favorite fight scene in a comic book. I need to create better fight scenes in comic books. I'm not gonna lie, I might be kind of stumped with that question. But tell me about your favorite comic book artists. Who do you like? What are your interests? Let the chat know. Let me see. So I think we should do regular face. And then I need to work on the side profile for my character. That's a that's a for sure. That is a for sure. That is a for sure. That's what I need to work on. Side profile, and then the front. I mean, I guess that's cool. Cool little, cool little character sheet. All right. Let's see. I like manga artists because their artwork is really cool and creative, and in the future, I will be that best comic book out there. I would love to see it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know, I have been studying manga a lot more too, and I feel like a lot of comic book artists, Western comic book artists, do the same thing. Also, you know, you kind of have to expand your horizon. You know, study what's out there. You know, um, nah, manga is definitely dope for sure. I've caught myself studying manga a lot more than anything else, to be honest with you. I think manga is cool. Let's see. So there's no one in the chat over here, but we are here though. We're trying to figure out what will we create um, character design wise. I think we should just go tactical, like always. Go tactical. I like drawing things tactical. That's my favorite thing to draw. So we'll probably do the same thing like one of my other drawings and then do it a little more modified almost. And then probably just make a better chess piece. Hmm. Maybe give him like a little, probably have all of this connected or something. And then, let's see, what we're looking at. It'll probably have to be something like that too. Mm, so that's going to be a pocket. And then let's kind of give him some armor almost. And do I want to give him a gun? And then what would it look like from behind? What would it look like from behind if we gave him a vest? What would a vest from behind look like? Okay, I mean, we're still consistent with one viewer, but that's cool. I think as long as I just got to figure out these watch hours, man. That's like the main thing, trying to figure out these watch hours. I mean, once I figure out watch hours, nasty. So, but I'm trying to figure out how can we do like a 3 hour stream or something like that. Like that would be sick. That would be dope. So definitely gonna need some type of harness for the back. Like that's like not even a given. And then we kind of can just well, actually, that doesn't even remotely make any sense. So maybe we'll just do it like that. And then, I mean, this is the back, so I will study both manga and comic panels to mix them up with my comic book style to fit along with my art style that I'm going to make very soon. Have you made anything at all? Is the question. How long have you been, drawing for, trying to pursue, what you're doing? How has that been for you? All right, let's see. So we kind of have the back. All right, so we have the back for the most part. So let's continue following that. This is the t-shirt line right here. Gotta work on our triceps though. Gotta work on the triceps. Gotta work on the triceps. How? I mean, I'm still scribbling, but we gotta work on our triceps. That's I kind of like doing the head down. Okay, getting somewhere. How we looking? How we looking? How we looking? We're getting somewhere. And then we'll probably add more pockets here. And then, yeah. I know I have something where we can do, all right, so see, this area and this area does not match. So I see why people kind of do, um, I see why people do the symmetry. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, then we'll kind of just, everything will be harnessed. Oh, this is gonna be so fire. Ha! This is gonna be cold. This is gonna be cold. Probably do a bigger head. Okay, so I think we have like the main gist of what we want, and then I mean this is all gonna get colored, God willing. Let's see, 49 minutes. It's not bad for a stream. Not bad for a stream. So then I'll probably do like a little area right here too. Then we can kind of just make something of that. But we still kind of have like his back exposed. And then we'll do like back pockets and then one big pocket. But still got to work on the tries. Like what does that look like? Okay. And then are we gonna do a headset from the side? what are we doing? Okay, I think I have what I need for the most part. I think now is just focusing on the face. I mean, the face isn't that important, but now we're gonna do. So let's see. I kind of want to draw. All right, that's full. All right, so I kind of want to draw. Oh yeah, I guess I can erase that because I can erase that too. So I kind of want to draw the details for this. Let's draw the. So I'm gonna change my pencils. Something a little more smooth. I know I can see it. Let's see, I was drawing when I was 8 years old, but I don't make my own comic book yet. But in the future, I will be making my own comic. Well, the question is now, how old are you now? Because this is an 18 and over art stream. Let's kind of go. Let's kind of go right here. I think that's pretty cool. So now I'm gonna apply some detail to my character now, but I want to do the detail of like the pockets, because I think that's one thing I need to work on almost. So I'm gonna draw that first, and then kind of go from there. Okay, and then this probably will be black for the most part. And then the cool thing is, my boy is 19 years old. 19 in the building. Mm. So you pretty much can just copy and paste all of that. I guess that's like the cool part about digital comics is that, I mean, well, digital art, I would say. Digital art. You can uh, you can copy and paste. You can't do any of this stuff on by hand. So this is like the this is like the cool part of digital comics. I mean digital art. You can do everything by hand. So, but I think even moving forward, as far as like for my books, I'll probably do digital pencils, and then ink everything by hand. You know. Now I'm just kind of just adding stuff to it. Then we kind of have more So let's see how that looks. All right. And then the cool thing about, you can lasso stuff if you don't like the way anything is positioned. So if I want to center it a little more, I can kind of do that. And then I want to do, let's see. And then we'll kind of, let's see, we'll work on the shoulder strap. Let's see, so we'll work on the shoulder strap. And the cool thing is I can just flip this too. So everything is getting flipped. Do that little detail. Then I'll just add other details later on. Did I make this as a new layer? Nope. So I'll do that again. That way I don't have to just draw things over and over again. Then I'll just flip it. And then we kind of have a vest. And then now let's see. Not done with the vest quite yet. We still have a few more pockets. A few more. So we'll make these, let's see. Oh, nope. All right. Gotta check on the chat. No one's in the chat right now. One person watching. One person watching. Let's see what it looks like on our regular YouTube page. Yeah, only one person watching, which is cool. Okay, all right. Man, imagine once I finish this, everything is like colored and everything. Can we get to that point? Can we get to that point? That's what I want to see. Can we get to that point? Kind of just want to make things look good. We got Humble Kevin in the building, y'all. Humble Kevin is in the building. All right, cool. All right, let's see. How does it look in comparison to, let's see. So now we kind of just match everything. All right, cool. Looks fine to me. Looks fine to me. So then that's when we have, all of the other details. let's get the chest in there, just so we can kind of like establish all of that. But actually, let me see, because this is all one thing almost. Okay. Nope. All right, let's change this chest a little bit. Okay. Then again, the chests don't have to be that, because I kind of want to, let's see if we can kind of like, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. And then I think instead of like wide shoulders, I mean, yeah, we can continue it being wide shoulders. But do I want the t-shirt to kind of, let me see. Well, one thing you can do is draw the arm for one side and then flip it to the other side. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. Okay. And then since that is kind of like, whoa, why is there an eraser there? Okay. Proportions are so tricky. I always have a hard time looking good. I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but I mean, once you kind of like get better, you know, it doesn't really. Yeah, proportions are tricky, but that's why you have to learn the fundamentals. You got to learn the fundamentals, man. That's a key almost, but I'm just going to use this arm and I'm going to copy and paste it. But even this doesn't make sense as an arm because his bicep can't be here and his arm is kind of turned here to make a fist. So the fist has to be a different way. And those are those things that people overlook when it comes to anatomy. You make it look easy though. Do I really? Do I really? I don't think I do. So okay, let's see if we want to. Let's see. We want to get the anatomy right. We want to get the anatomy right. So if the biceps are here, right? So the front of the bicep is here. So knowing that, the hand has to open up here. So we have everything else, our tris. So the hand has to open up a little bit. So what would the hand look like? Where would the hand be? Where would the thumbs be? Let's see. Thumb will probably be around here. All right. That calls on to... He said, I make it look easy though. The crazy part is one day I'm going to make it look easier. I'm going to make it look so much easier. So our biceps are inside. Where does that leave our hands? That don't even remotely look good. It's too big. So I'll start here again. Let's see how does that look. Oh, you guys gonna watch me struggle with these hands, man. Because it's really like, okay, the placement of his arms. Biceps are here. I can't even see myself. Let me see. Let's see. The biceps are here. Yeah, still can't tell. I knew I got a book somewhere that could show me how to do something better at this. Oh, I think it's right here. What the heck? Literally the cover. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, I guess we can always do that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I guess I made it bigger than what it's supposed to be. Nope, that looks horrible too. We're gonna get it, y'all. Don't even worry. We're gonna get it. We are going to get it. Just gotta figure out what kind of placement do I want to do. How do I want to make my hands? I'm getting kind of hungry. But I think me and the boys are making burgers and links later on. So I'm gonna wait. I don't think we're gonna eat till like 8. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna post this stream on my page, but who's gonna watch an hour of me drawing? Or do the watch hours count from the people watching right now? Because I'm trying to get 4,000 hours worth of watch hours so I can monetize. Some days you're good at drawing hands, some days you're not. And that is something that I've been told by professional comic book creators. Some days you just wake up and you just not getting hands to save your life. Oh, here's a pretty good depiction of a tricep. Not me. No, let's get these hands, dude. Let's focus on these hands, cause like I'm trying to. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I'm over here making mittens. What is that about? And then it's like, do I want a weapon? Ooh. Let's see if I have any other references. Shout out to the only one people that's watching my live. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's see if I can flip this to see if it'll. Bro said I make it look easy. I wish I did though. I really wish I did make it look easy. But I don't. Alright, let's see. So I mean the main thing is we still want to have like a skinny wrist. So then go from there. Then we go here. I think. Actually, you kind of want to angle it. Almost. Yep. Kind of want to angle it, but let's angle it a little bit more. All right. Angling it a little bit more. And then it's the best you're getting out of me. So still looks crazy, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Still looks kind of crazy. Still looks kind of crazy. What am I missing? I'm missing something. I just don't know what it is. Let's see. Some days you got hands and fists, some days you don't. But, I mean, we're doing character design, so does it really matter? Yes, it does, because we're trying to get better here. Nope. That looks so ugly. Oh my God. So ugly. Hey man, at least people can say, "Oh man, I was there when he didn't know how to. He could barely draw a fist." Got me looking like Rob Liefeld out here. Can do everything else, but all right, I think I'm just too busy thinking, and I need to just do. So we know where a fist is supposed to be, and we gotta operate as such. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm over here procrastinating. Oh, this is pissing me off. Oh, these are one of those things where it's like you gotta sleep on it. But we will prevail. I know we will. I just have to look at a better reference to understand what I need to draw. We've been on here for an hour, almost 2 hours. This is going to be a 3 hour stream. Because I still have to ink this and color this. Let's see. Are these all of the references that I have in my pictures? I don't really have much. I don't really have much. Like, why am I struggling with this? Something's still missing. Hmm. All right, let's see. It's okay. But we still got to put. Yeah, I'd probably do it something like that. Screw it. Let's do it. Then I would just literally just. All right. Cool. I think. I think that looks pretty good. Then we can add little but see that means the body isn't the body isn't I think the leg is a little wider. So this needs to be erased. Uh, Something of that nature. Yep, something of that nature. So kind of got to make the bicep a little bigger here. This looks like a circle almost. This almost looks like a circle. Okay. All right. So we have the body for the most part, and then now it's pretty much the head, the head. But also we gotta let's work on the back part too. Let's work on the back. I mean, yeah, we want to merge this one down too. Okay, so let's work on the back. Let's work on the back. I'm gonna add a. Actually, you know what? Let's work on his head, his face. So we know we're here. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Let's work on my character that I've drawn not a million times. Okay. Then we kind of just add this one. Okay. And then we can pretty much add everything else afterwards. So, I mean, for the most part, we have the neck. Or do I kind of want to lift it up? Okay, cool. All right. I mean, for the most part, we could kind of have what I need. I think once I ink everything, then it's kind of like, dang, this is gonna be a cold one. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. All right, so let's kind of work on, kind of want to erase. All right, so this was, I think this was its own layer. So now, perfect. And then, yeah, we got the biceps. All right, I feel like we should add, this is coming out. This is coming out a little too clean. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is coming out a little too clean. Like super clean. Man, I'm about ready to ink this already. Wow. This looks pretty good. This looks really good. Really good. We gotta add the blood dripping. That's gonna be pretty dope. This is gonna be such a cold piece. This is gonna be wow. This is gonna be pretty. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite character designs. Wow. It's like my own little character design sheet. All right, so I mean we have. I think the one person watching is like myself, but it's all good. All right, so then let's kind of work on. I mean, you got to get those triceps in order, bro. You got to get those triceps in order. Like that's. So let's see. I feel like I found. I feel like I found one. Maybe not. Actually, this works. This works. So I'll probably just come through here. All right, so I mean, how does that look elsewhere though? So how would that look elsewhere? Came out kind of cold. All right, and then we pretty much add our pockets and everything else. Whew! Boy, this is a lot, ain't it? Man. Craziness. What is the character name and their backstory? So this is Blood Shadow. This is my comic book character. He's basically trying to live up to his parents' criminal legacy. Um, so this is a villain origin story. So everything happens at the Death Club. The Death Club is full of other world-renowned assassins, and Blood Shadow is new to this club, and he doesn't really get much respect from anyone else. They don't feel like he is worthy enough to be in this club. And in issue number one, someone tried him and it didn't go, you know, where it wanted to. So this is probably the most relentless character ever written, and I'm excited to come up with more artwork for my character. But yeah, the name of my character is Blood Shadow. Okay. So I'll probably just do. We'll flip this. Okay, and then kind of just merge everything together almost, and then kind of come out. Oh, nope. All right, cool. And pretty much get his neck area. And then we kind of focus on the back. So, we have that area right there. Let's see. Kind of here. So let's focus on the back. Okay. Trying to really take my time with this one. It's coming out pretty good though. Not gonna lie. And then we could just add smaller details. And then we got pockets in the back, so we'll kind of add that. What it do? What it do? Look who found me on YouTube. Well, you've already been a subscriber, but let's finish working on this. All right. And then let's get some pockets in there. All right, we got some likes in the chat, y'all. All right, so let's kind of blow it up a little bit, and then let's kind of copy and paste. Do another one. And then let's kind of gotta connect this together. What it do? What it do? All right, cool. Yeah, let's add a little. Add another one of these. Then I'll kind of, let me see. Then I'll kind of copy and paste that one. Flip it. And then we kind of have our other pocket. And then we kind of have the back. Then we have the back. All right, cool. Dang, this came out pretty dope. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to mute the mic a little bit, y'all. Hold on a second. Yeah, I turned my mic off. All right. Now it be going. Now it being silent for a little bit, and then I'll kind of just add blood to that later on, and that's gonna be the fun part. Okay, so basic outline. Basic outline. So now let's work on the vest. And then after we do the outline, that's when we'll add like our shades and everything else. So let's see. All right, so really, actually, I should be using my 'cause this is bad for my neck. Okay. Oh man. All right. This is bad for my neck. All right, cool. This is way better. Way, 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 way better. Then we'll come a little lighter. Okay. Then we'll come here. And all of that, all of this is gonna be black. All of this is gonna be black. Well, not all of that, but and then okay. Perfect. Then we'll add our little outline there. And then all of that will kind of be like a shadow, and so then I'll probably duplicate, flip, and then put over here. Then we'll pretty much add this part here. And this will probably be black too. My child over there is screaming. Okay. And we'll probably be... All right, cool. Okay, cool. All right. So let's put these pockets in here. And then we'll pretty much copy and paste that, and then we'll just darken everything afterwards. Kind of merge all of those together. Don't want that to be merged. That'll piss me off. All right, cool. Almost there. So then, bring this one. Same thing here. And cool, got the pockets. And then now, we We add more little details. Okay. Gotta make sure I don't rush this either. All right, so we pretty much have the back. It's outlined, so now it's time to pretty much add some. Who villains do Blood Shadow have? So we have Stroganoff the Silent Fang, and then we have the Coyotes from the Silent Creek Wolf Pack. So we only have a few right now. So then I'm gonna use the. Where's my outline brush at? All right, we'll use the outline brush. Okay. I don't think that's what I want to do. Because I think I'm going to leave those as I'm gonna leave those as the well, actually this is gonna be dark, so let's darken these. Okay. Try to get like an outline brush just to kind of just turn this black. Try to simplify everything. All right. And we kind of got to separate this too. How many weapons does Blood Shadow have? As of right now, not many. Right now, I've just been focusing on him using a knife. So pretty much bringing a knife to a gunfight type of thing. And that's been kind of interesting. Whoa. That was weird. Then I'll probably do all of my values and stuff after this. But if you're interested in learning more about my character, I do have a 4-book bundle on my web store at deathclubcomics.com. So you're more than welcome to catch up on the story. Well, I've been streaming for 2 hours now. All right. All right, we pretty much have that. And let's see, probably outline this part. Cool. Nope. All right. And then now we need to just figure out shadows and highlights. But see, that's what I like doing. I like inking, by hand. Because I can kind of do everything else. I can get a lot more loose instead of being like perfect. Okay. All right, cool. Then I kind of want to drop down. Hello, Mickey Does Art. How goes it? Actually, that doesn't make sense if I'm gonna do. I'll just kind of. I'll just work on this for. So let me see. Let's make this a little bit thicker. That's way too. Okay. Okay. All right. So we pretty much have the line work down packed. Kind of add little undershadows here. Okay. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Nice art you got there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am trying. I am trying. Okay, all right. The line art looks pretty good. So let's focus on. Let's work on the front of the body. But also, I'm not done. Let's let's draw some blood, man. That's kind of like what adds like detail. Up, not doing it with that brush. Technical pen, please. Maybe a little lighter. All right. Mm. Should I add blood or is it too much right now? Nah, it's never too much. This is like my favorite part. Gina, I gotta make sure I don't draw too much blood because I still have to color it. I still gotta color it. So still gotta color it. So you know what we'll do the blood. We'll do the blood afterwards. We'll do the blood afterwards. Let's kind of focus on this one right here, and then we'll just go from there. So let's kind of, let's see. So let's kind of work on the face. Okay. It's all right. All right, cool. Cool. And then let's kind of close all the gaps. And let's darken it. And then we have our skull. And then, I mean, I guess we can add some blood just to make it look good. All right. Okay. And I kind of always like to have like blood dripping from the face. All right. Now let's work on the nitty-gritty, the vest. So the cool thing is, still gonna do a lot of copying and pasting. How much battery life do I have? 25%. Might have to end this soon because I don't have my charger with me, so I'm probably gonna have to do a part 2. But let's do what I can. I'm gonna do what I can. And I gotta go to my friend's place because we barbecuing. Might as well end it right now. I'm kind of tired. Let's see. 2 people watching here. 1 person watching here. So I'm gonna come back and work on this. But it'll be posted on YouTube, so it'll be in my what is it, my VODs? But this looks pretty good so far though. So peace.